Hey guys, Matt Parks here. We're back with Tom and Anthony, and we're going to talk a little bit about Lilly Whites. I kind of want to have Tom explain what they are exactly, and are they incomplete dominant?
They are incomplete dominant. It's actually an incomplete dominant visual het for fatal. So what we call Lilly White is actually a visual het.
Yes.
So it only has one allele, not two alleles.
Right.
The two allele form is what's fatal.
Yep. So when you
100% of the time, fatal.
So far, with everyone that's tried it, yes.
Some have hatched, but they all fail.
Okay.
And that's that white animal that pops out, like solid white animals.
So I often hear codominance. Yes, it's basically a leucistic morph.
Yeah. Okay.
I often hear codominance and people saying that, oh, you can see sections of white. But as you've seen, as I've seen, and as you've seen, when we breed them, we can see that it's incomplete dominant. It's actually a mixture of both traits because it affects everything on the entirety of the animal.
Yeah, and what's kind of cool now, as we're getting more advanced with them, we're seeing, well, we've seen the yellow in the white, but we're seeing other traits affecting it and making the white actually look orange now.
Right.
Right. So you have that blending and interaction. So we talked in the past about incomplete dominance and blending being a very big clue to incomplete dominance.
Yeah. You can even see the red ones are just so extremely bright red. There's a few animals that you see that the red is actually being brightened by the lucifors, which is why you get a leucistic animal. So it's one gene, and the normal version is bringing that back down. So it's not lethal. Right. So it's actually controlling that effect.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because it's nice to see that, you know, nature still has a way to make survivable traits. Not everything's lethal to the animal.
For sure.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And so, absolutely a beautiful gecko. Everyone I've seen is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we responsibly work with this trait, breed this trait?
So if you use visual hets and breed the normals, you're going to be fine all the time. The problem comes in when you breed a lily to a lily because you're going to get different connections and different layers from or contributions from each side. And then when you get that lily gene from each side,
the homozygous form.
Then you get the homozygous form.
The homozygous is two alleles.
Right, and now you've stacked it to where it becomes lethal. It's just the nature of the gene.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just to clarify, heterozygous does not mean recessive. It's often used in the hobby a lot to mean recessive, which is why you see people saying the terms visual, non-visual, and then they use the word het. So what people actually mean recessive in heterozygous form is not visual.
Right.
But incomplete dominant in heterozygous form is visual, which is the Lilly form that we see.
Right, and something else that's happening now. Early on, they had the poor head structure.
Yes.
You know, it's typical of a lot of new morphs or you know, genes that are coming out, however you refer to it. But we're already seeing head structure come back.
Oh yeah,
really quickly.
I've seen some lilies with just
yeah.
Our lilies actually, we only chose them because of huge head structure when we first initially bought them.
Yeah.
So that was my number one thing, was just pure head structure, the best head structure lily. Yeah. And then from there I can make whatever I need to.
Right, and it's not entirely important because we can get the head structure really quick on them. So if you like the look of an animal or the coverage, it's still worthwhile to go with an animal like that. It's completely normal. The structure thing is a human aspect that we want to see because
it's what we like.
Yeah, it's attractive to us.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So don't be dissuaded by head structure unless maybe it's way off.
Freakishly off.
Yeah, if it's freakishly off, or you've got some other issues where, you know, it's just not really working for the animal, you might want to consider not breeding that. But head structure is definitely something that you can bring back. We've seen that with the reds as well. Yeah. Back in 2000, early 2000s, late 2000s, we had a really big red head structure crash.
Yeah.
When everybody was trying to get the brightest reds.
Yeah, it was all about color and
absolutely.
They let it go to the wayside and it really went the wrong way.
Yeah, that phenotype really quickly stopped being bred, and then we brought it back by responsibly breeding. Yeah. Same thing with lilies and other new morphs that are happening in the industry that are extreme morphs. So
so lilies, very cool trait that we can work with as long as we know what we're doing and we're responsible about it. Essentially
Yeah.
where we're at.
Just be a little
Yeah.
smarter. New people in the hobby, we see them coming in and going, oh, I need to get a couple lilies because I want to breed them together because they're not really well informed. So
Right.
hopefully this helps and explains it, and some people watch it, pay a little bit of attention. And if you go on the Little Monster site on our
Foundation
description,
genetics.
Foundation Genetics description, and you can go through that and find some information on it.
Yeah. Talk to Jessica. She knows what's up.
Jessica's a good resource. You guys can definitely talk to her.
Yeah,
you
you
might
prob-
recognize her.
Yeah, you probably see her in all the stories on the top of your pages, your social
For
media
sure.
pages. She's always on there.
Especially with one of these shirts.
Got it.
Always with one of those shirts.
Always. We have them all available. So.
Yep.
Thanks for watching our videos.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
And check out our latest videos, and don't forget to read the Foundation Genetics Guide.